Biafra, superstars, media.
My people, my Biafran people, now how on a day? I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you're listening to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm holding it down. I say, may God bless Biafra, and may God bless His Excellency Oyendo Masenamde Kano. May God bless, may God bless, may God bless His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency, ESN, Ekpa, Simon and Joko, for the job Simon is doing. Simon, I want to say we thank you. We appreciate your love. We love you because we know in your hands Biafra is coming. In your hands Biafra is safe. And in your hands, when Biafra comes, the children, the people of Biafra will rejoice. My fellow Biafrans, fellow Africans, and also our black African brothers living in America, known as African Americans, I want you all to know that it is time for us to rejoice. Since we had the good news of Donald Trump winning the election yesterday to become the 47th president of the United States of America, God's own country, I want to assure you all that Donald Trump's presidency will end Barack Obama's mayhem caused on Biafrans, Africa, and Black America in whole. For you that don't know, Barack Obama was a great deceiver. He was someone that can be likened to an elephant being pregnant. The community, they were rejoicing that their elephant was pregnant. But when the elephant gave birth, it gave birth to a rat. That's a perfect example of what Barack Obama did to us, we the Biafrans. Because our own case was so peculiar. The Igbos, the Biafrans, we even went as far as giving him a nickname. We called him Barack Obioma. Obama for Obioma, it means a man with good heart. That was how we loved Barack Obama. We assumed with him being in the helm of affairs, it means during that time we were assuming that Nigeria will be peaceful. There will be rule of law. Those in Nigeria, the politicians will emulate the behavior of Barack Obama. Being a young man from a very simple background, we assume that the Zoo government will emulate them. But unfortunately, Barack Obama was somebody that went to bed with the caliphate. We never knew he was a hardcore Islamist who believed in the Fulani Caliphate. He was responsible for what happened in Nigeria, where a Christian president who was doing his best, a man known as Goodluck Jonathan, was ousted out of office. He was forced out of office. Some called it a civilian coup, where he was told, if he does not step down, then there will be blood of the citizens of that zoo called Nigeria. The whole street will be lit with blood, and they call it the monkey blood. Blood of monkeys and baboons. That was what the then Buhari vowed to do to those that call themselves Nigerians. Since then, because they had the backing of Barack Obama, he brought hell to Africa. He brought hell to Biafra. And since then, the Christians in Nigeria has known no peace. The Biafrans have been killed in our millions, and they've been going scot-free. The Islamic, that is, they've been going scot-free. They've been emboldened because of Barack Obama. But today we thank God. A new dawn is upon us. A new sheriff is in town. The man, Donald Trump, we believe is the one to help support the Biafrans. So without any much further ado, while we quest for our freedom, from the 2nd of December, we the Biafrans, we are marching forward to our freedom. I want you all to listen. For those of you that have critical listening skills and in-depth reasoning skills or ability, I want you to listen to what Trump said here He said, oh my God, have mercy. He said, and I quote, he is not here to start wars. He's here to end wars and make sure no war is fought. He's here to end wars, not to start war. That tells you that when the mayhem between Biafrans and Nigeria starts, you know what Trump would do. My Prime Minister, I understand the memo. I understand the assignment. And I am saying kudos to you. We must give thanks that Trump is now in office. My people, before we continue with this one, I want us to listen to a snippet from what Donald Trump said. And then I will take you back to the man they call Barack Obama. I will take you back to Barack Obama. And I will say to Kamala Harris, don't blame yourself. Blame Barack Obama. Because he was the one that let the black Americans down. He was the one that let the black Africa down. And he also let the Biafrans down. So don't blame yourself, Kamala. The mistake you made was to champion your so-called, or to anchor your so-called presidency on Barack Obama. He let us down. He was a betrayer to the black nation. And we said to ourselves, Donald Trump has expressed himself and has shown more commitment, has shown more empathy to the people of Africa and the black race. I want you to listen to Donald Trump, what he's saying when it comes to war. And also, I will play something else that is very, very, oh my God, that is very, very important when it comes to sexuality and the rest of them. Even though we don't care about what sexuality people choose or prefer, but I want you to listen to the words of Donald Trump. And then we'll take it back to Barack Obama, where I will show you what he did with the then Buhari and Goodluck Jonathan. If you're ready, my people, let's go there. Listen. Listen, get ready, listen.
Said, you know, we had no wars. Yeah. We had no wars, except we defeated ISIS. We defeated ISIS in record time, but we had no wars. They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. But this is also a massive victory for democracy and for freedom. Together, we're going to unlock America's glorious destiny.
Listen again, bring it back. Listen.
We had no wars. Yeah. We had no wars, except we defeated ISIS. We defeated ISIS in record time, but we had no wars. They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars.
Hold it there, sir, with all due respect. He said they had no wars. And they defeated ISIS in record time. But guess what? ISIS, under the Democrats' government, they found a safe haven in Africa. And since then, those living in West Africa, we've been going through hell. Because now they want a safe home. There is now a collaboration between ISIS, ISWAP, Boko Haram, and the Fulani killer headsmen. So what he's saying that they want no wars, what they will do is end it. That's a fact. When this thing comes up, when the liberation of the Biafrans comes up from the 2nd of December, as we are saying, we are tired of Nigeria, we are ready to go our separate ways. We hope that Nigeria will respect themselves and understand that we don't want no wars. We ain't scared of war, but we don't want no wars. Just like Trump has said, he's not here to start a war, but he's here to end it. We are telling the Nigerian Zoo government, we don't want no wars. Let's take it one more time. Listen.
Said, you know, we had no wars. Yeah. We had no wars, except we defeated ISIS. We defeated ISIS in record time, but we had no wars. They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars.
They said he was going to start a war. He said, no, I ain't going to start no war. I ain't starting no war. I'm going to end wars. For those that know what's up, you should catch the caveat there. He ain't going to start no war. but he's going to end wars in plural. Respect to Donald Trump. This is why we love him. He's an action man. Whatever he says, he follows it through. Whatever he says, he follows it through. One more time. Listen.
You know, we had no wars. Yeah. We had no wars except we defeated ISIS. We defeated ISIS in record time, but we had no wars. They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. But this is also a massive victory for democracy and for freedom. Together we're going to unlock America's glorious destiny.
There you go. It's all about democracy and freedom. All about democracy and freedom. My fellow Biafrans, at this point, I want you all to listen to Donald Trump the way he speaks. Do not follow what the media are saying about him. They've painted a bad picture about him. But I'm so glad that the black Americans, they have woken up from their slumber. Africa in a whole, they are gradually waking up. But we, the Biafrans, we shall be this shining beacon for Africa. We have woken up and we told all the Biafrans in America to support and vote for Donald Trump. And we are glad that today, Donald Trump is now the president. I want to show you the history of where we had our problems with America. The man they call Barack Obama, I want you to listen to what he said. And we shall break it down. Listen to what he said. He was the beginning and the end of the problem, the current problems happening in that so-called Nigeria. And now we want out. With the Biafrans, we are saying enough is enough. My fellow Biafrans, if you're ready, let's go there. Listen, listen, listen.
Today I want to speak directly to you, the people of Nigeria. Nigeria is a great nation, and you can be proud of the progress you've made. Together you've won your independence, emerged from military rule, and strengthened democratic institutions. You've strived to overcome divisions and turn Nigeria's diversity into a source of strength. You've worked hard to improve the lives of your families and to build the largest economy in Africa.
Lies.
Now you have a historic opportunity to help write the next chapter of Nigeria's progress.
Lies.
By voting in the upcoming elections. For elections to be credible, they must be free, fair, and peaceful. All Nigerians must be able to cast their votes without intimidation or fear. So I call on all leaders and candidates to make it clear to their supporters that violence has no place in democratic elections, and that they will not incite, support, or engage in any kind of violence before, during, or after the votes are counted. I call on all Nigerians to peacefully express your views and to reject the voices of those who call for violence. And when elections are free and fair, it is the responsibility of all citizens to help keep the peace, no matter who wins. Successful elections and democratic progress will help Nigeria meet the urgent challenges you face today. Boko Haram, a brutal terrorist group that kills innocent men, women, and children, must be stopped. Hundreds of kidnapped children deserve to be returned to their families.
Lies.
Nigerians who have been forced to flee deserve to return to their homes.
Lies.
Boko Haram wants to destroy Nigeria and all that you have built. By casting your ballot, you can help secure your nation's progress.
Now listen.
I'm told that there's a saying in your country.
Listen.
To keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done.
Hold it down. Listen.
Secure your nation's progress.
Listen.
I'm told that there's a saying in your country.
Okay.
To keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done.
You get that?
Today I urge all
Take it back.
Secure your nation's progress.
Listen.
I'm told that there's a saying in your country. To keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. Today I urge all
Take it back. Who told you that?
Flee deserve to return to their homes.
Listen.
Boko Haram wants to destroy Nigeria and all that you have built.
Okay.
By casting your ballot, you can help secure your nation's
progress. Go on, go on.
I'm told that there's a saying in your country. To keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done.
Hold it there, Mr. Barry. That is the problem. He was told there is a saying. To keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. Barack Obama, that was where you failed the ultimate test. Because that saying came from a particular region. A saying came from Britain when he told those in the north, those we know today as the Fulani Caliphate, the oligarchs. Britain told them they were born to rule. And because the resources of that contraption they call Nigeria belongs to the eastern side, the eastern region, Middle Belt and the rest of them, they came back and told the Northerners that they must keep Nigeria one. A stooge of Britain, a man who was a hench person for the caliphate, known as Gowon, Mr. Yakubu Gowon, aka Jack, that was his name. He came with the acronym of his name. Gowon is spelled as Gowon. Oh my God. His name is Gowon. And during the time of the Biafran war, when we saw that things were not working, when we saw the way they were killing the Christians, the Biafrans in the north, we said it was time for us to leave. But he refused. He came with the slogan, the acronym of his name, Go On, which means go on with one nation. It was merged and sealed with the blood of Biafrans. 7 million Biafrans had to die in order to keep Nigeria one. So, Mr. Barry, I expected you, with all due respect, to do your research before you came with that quote. How can you say to keep Nigeria one is the ultimate task? How dare you say that? A country that was a contraption, a country that was created by their slave masters, a country where there is no love, no peace, where there is tribalism, retapism, a country that is being Islamized from the north as we speak. How dare you say that Nigeria must remain one? For the fact you quoted that slogan shows where your heart lies. Mr. Barry, my family has been killed because of your one Nigeria that you believe in. 7 million of my people have been killed and pillaged because of the one Nigeria that you believe in. And I dare you, how dare you speak so ill about my people? Something that has not worked since its inception. You still speak on it. You still believe on it. And you are here quoting what the caliphate told you about. Those planning to Islamize Nigeria, you are here quoting them in verbatim. Let's take it back. Listen to what he said again. Listen.
Been forced to flee deserve to return to their homes. Boko Haram wants to destroy Nigeria and all that you have built. By casting your ballot, you can help secure your nation's progress.
That's where you got it wrong, because those that brought Boko Haram to Nigeria are those who are planning to Islamize Nigeria. They call Boko Haram their freedom fighters. They have ordered the military not to hurt them. Not only Boko Haram, today we now have ISWAP, ISIS, the Fulani killer headsmen, men coming with their cows, and they have AK-47 with them. In Nigeria, people are not allowed to own guns or have guns. But suddenly, these strangers amongst us, men that are illiterate, men that cannot even write their names on paper, how come these men are allowed to have guns? Men without ID, men that cannot be verified, men that are not even part of Nigeria. They are aliens to Nigeria. They are foreigners to Nigeria. Those same men, they have the right to carry guns. And you wonder what is really going on in Nigeria. That the citizens of Nigeria are not allowed to own guns, but dirty looking strangers heading cows through and through are allowed to bear arms. Barack Obama, you got it all wrong. That was where you made a mistake, because you became friends of the caliphate. You believed in Buhari. You believed in the Fulani killer headsmen. You believed in the Fulani cabal and the oligarchs. They made you to turn against a Christian. A president who was doing his best. A president who was making the economy of Nigeria at that time to be vibrant. They made you to go against Goodluck Jonathan. You bullied him to leave the office for Buhari. Barack Obama, you are responsible for the ills happening in Nigeria today. Because the man that you asked Goodluck Jonathan to step down for, the man you wanted to be president of Nigeria, was the one that introduced Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP, and headsmen into Nigeria. And today, members of Boko Haram are now members of the military in Nigeria. As we speak, members of Boko Haram are now part of the police, the customs, the navy, you name it. All military parastatals in Nigeria have been embedded with the members of Boko Haram, ISIS, and ISWAP. So Barack Obama, when you made that quote, saying that Nigeria must, you believe the slogan that Nigeria must remain indivisible, according to you. I was so shocked then, as I am shocked now, because that has been a quote that led to the death of 7 million Biafrans, of which about 3 million children died of kwashiorkor and starvation. About 4 million plus died of hunger, sickness, and the rest of them. And for you to quote that Nigeria must remain one, you saw it as a punchline, as one of the memory quotes in your speech. That tells me that deep inside, you were aligned to the caliphate. My fellow BIAFRANS, people around the world, I want us again to listen to what he said, the way he quoted it. If you're ready, let's go. Listen to this.
I'm told that there's a saying in your country.
Hold it there. He was told there is a saying in our country. He was told. This was where they played him. He was played by the caliphate. He sold his soul to the caliphate and the price was cheap. That they came to him and they lied to him that there is this saying in Nigeria. As if it was a popular saying. No, Barack Obama. That saying was the saying that killed 7 million Biafrans. It was a genocide. This saying was said with blood. To keep Nigeria one, the man they called Yakubu Gowon had to slay the life of 7 million people. 7 million Nigerians, Biafrans, had to die. Let that sink in your head. Let that sink and marinate in your mind. And you are here quoting the same thing that led to the death of 7 million people. It's like making a quote of Hitler and you think it's a popular say for the people of Israel. That's exactly what you've just done. Because we, the Biafrans, we have vowed to God, we've been praying to God that Yakubu Gowon must not die. The man they call Gowon, he must not die. He must remain alive until we regain our freedom. So for the fact you are quoting Gowon, a murderer, a man who took the life of 7 million people, you are quoting that man as something that should make Nigerians to be proud of you or clap our hands for you. I want to believe you were naive by quoting that quote, because the caliphate must have used you, influenced you, or cajoled you into making the statement. Or probably you knew what you were doing because you were the one that ordered a Christian president, Goodluck Jonathan, to leave office. You told him to, you pressurized him to leave office. And he had to do what he had to do. He left office even though the votes, the results were still coming in, and he was gaining ground. But you, Barack Obama, told him to leave office. Now I get it. Now I see why you love Nigeria. Now I see why you want one Nigeria, because deep inside, you have this love for the caliphate. Now I get it. Take it back. Listen to what he said.
Destroy Nigeria and all that you have built. By casting your ballot, you can help secure your nation's progress. I'm told that there's a saying in your country: to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. Today, I urge all Nigerians.
Can you imagine what this man said here? He was told there's a saying in our country: to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. To keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. Now, what is the process of keeping Nigeria one? That's the question this man should have asked himself. What's the process of keeping Nigeria one? He was told there is a saying in Nigeria that to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. You see me? When it comes to English, I can break it down. When you go deeper into the etymology of that word must, it means there is no other option. According to Obama, there is no option, no plan B. The only option is Nigeria must remain one. Even when they are coming to Islamize Nigeria today, Nigeria must remain one. We, the Christians, must accept to become Islam. We must convert to become Islams or die in the process. That's the meaning of what this man is saying here. He was told there is a saying in Nigeria that to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. Oh my God, have mercy. This was the beginning of the problem for we the Biafrans in Africa. Because the moment he made this statement, the Fulani Caliphate, they opened up all the borders in Nigeria from the north. They told all their distant relatives, the drifters, the travelers, the strangers, to come into Nigeria, because now they have a home. And the mission is now to Islamize Nigeria. Suddenly, Nigeria became a member of the Islamic states. Suddenly, the Saudi bank was now sponsoring all the projects in Nigeria. Suddenly, there was a gas pipe from Biafra land, Niger Delta, that was sent all the way to Morocco, an Islamic country, funded by the Islamic Bank. It means the people of Biafra that owns the gas will not have no job. All they have to do is have some few headsmen, some few militants to protect the pipe of the gas. While those in Morocco, they will have the benefit of having jobs, and they will be selling the gas to Europe. This was the beginning of the problem for the Biafrans. At the same time, when Buhari became president, when the Islamic jihadists who invited Boko Haram to Nigeria, when he became president, he went to the home of our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, to kill him, because our leader was exposing the ills happening in Nigeria. In the process, 28 men in the home of our leader was killed. And out of sheer luck, our leader was able to safeguard himself, because his followers, they chose to become a human shield for our leader. they gave their life for our leader, because the Islamic president known as Buhari, he sent his military, his Boko Haram members dressed in Nigerian military uniform. Barack Obama, listen to me. You are responsible for this nonsense. Boko Haram were suddenly wearing Nigerian military uniform, being sent to the land of Biafra because they know we are Christians in Biafra land. And when they came, they killed, they raped, and they burnt down houses. If they see a store where alcohol is being sold, according to them, alcohol is haram. It is against the law of Islam to sell or drink alcohol. So they will kill people drinking, and they burn down the restaurant where you have your alcohol. These same men went to the home of our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. And when they got there, they saw his followers fellowshipping with him. They opened up gunshots, shooting to kill everything walking. Even his dog, Jack, was not spared. But as God will have it, our leader lived to fight another day. Just because about 10 men became a human shield. In a single file, they blocked him while he was running towards the gate and fence to jump from the other side. And as he was scaling the fence, the last man got the bullet and fell down. That was how our leader was able to save his own life, while 28 people met their demise in the same day. Barack Obama, that Nigeria you said must be kept one is a problem. Because we, the Biafrans, we don't believe in that Nigeria. As we speak today, we have completely divorced ourselves from Nigeria. We now have a government known as the Biafra Republic Government in Exile. We have a prime minister and his cabinet. And from 2nd of December, we are leaving. I want you to know that you were set up by the caliphate when they told you that so-called infamous quote about the saying in Nigeria that to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. Oh my God. My people, the pain is too much. That a president will make that same quote is shocking. I'm baffled. That the president of America will make such a statement, not knowing the gravity of what he said. Kamala Harris, don't blame the black Americans for not voting for you. Don't blame Africans living in America for not voting for you. Blame Barack Obama. Because as the saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, the shame in us is on me. When he came, he was claiming, oh, he's the first black president. He was going to perform wonders, walk on water, do magic, and all that stuff. He brought havoc to the black America, to Africans, and especially we, the Biafrans. And when you came back and saying, oh, you'll become the first black American to become president. That was so funny to us because it was the same trick. We've seen the magician use that same trick. In the name of Barack Obama, he did the same thing. So do not blame yourself. Blame Barack Obama, because what he did to Africans, to we the Biafrans, is something that can never be forgiven. Because of this, his speech here, it made Boko Haram to have a field day in Africa. It opens the door for Islamization in Nigeria. And for we the Biafrans, we are mainly Christians, traditional worshippers, Jews, and the rest of them. We have nothing Islamic in us. We are not Islamic by nature. Less than 0.000.0% are Islamic in Biafra land. Only foreigners, only those who came as Muslims and based or located in Biafra land practice that religion. But unfortunately, because of Barack Obama, because of the love and favoritism that he showed to the Caliphate of Nigeria, they are now emboldened to Islamize Nigeria. And just last year, the then Foreign Secretary, Lord David Cameron, he spoke out when he said he has spoken with all the Islamic countries, including Nigeria. It means, in theory, on paper, Nigeria is now an Islamic country. Because if their slave master, Britain, could make such a proclamation, then that tells me that Nigeria on paper is now an Islamic country. That is why in their currency, they have an Islamic inscription. In their coat of arms, they have an Islamic inscription. Even in their military attire, they've got Islamic inscriptions. Barack Obama, you are one of those responsible because you took a good man out of office, a man known as Goodluck Jonathan, a president with the name Goodluck Jonathan, a Christian. You were not happy with him, and I wonder why. And today, the choice that you went for, Buhari that you went for, an Islamist, a hardcore Islamist, when he took power, he opened up the doors, all the borders in Nigeria to invite all the hardcore Islamists to complete the task of their leader, known as Usman Dan Fodio. And the number one goal, the primary assignment of Usman Dan Fodio is to dip the Quran in the Red Sea. Before getting there, they must dip the Quran in the River Niger. From River Niger, we got the name by Britain, Niger area. From Niger area, you got the name Nigeria. So I will put the blame on you, Barack Obama, as one of those responsible for the ills happening in Nigeria. This is why we want out. This is why we, the Biafrans, we're saying enough is enough. This is why we're saying we are going home. And so far we've been fighting. And this is why we now have a date. On the 2nd of December, we are going home. And we believe that Trump, our President Trump, a man who understands, a man of the people, a man who is just and fair. We know Trump will do the right thing when the time comes. We know that. Because that same Trump, when he met Buhari, he told his people, he told his personnel never to bring a dirty, stinking idiot, a living dead illiterate, next to his sight again. And that was the end of Buhari. That was the last time he had access to the White House. But Barack Obama, you are responsible for the mayhem happening in Nigeria. Once again, my people, listen to this statement. This was the beginning of the end of that so-called Nigeria. Listen, let's take it back.
Been forced to flee deserve to return to their homes. Boko Haram wants to destroy Nigeria and all that you have built. By casting your ballot, you can help secure your nation's progress.
You are wrong, because Boko Haram is not to destroy Nigeria. They are coming to Islamize Nigeria. That is their primary goal, not to destroy Nigeria. You got it wrong. Because as we speak now, they started from the north. All the Christians in the north, they've lost their homes. They've lost where they came from. They are now living in IDP camps. That's done by Boko Haram. Not to destroy Nigeria. That is where you made the mistake, by assuming that Boko Haram was coming to destroy Nigeria. That wasn't the case. Boko Haram, they are based in Sambisa Forest. And last time we heard, those that have been to Sambisa Forest, they said it is as beautiful as Hollywood. It's a nice place where they have schools. Even the Red Cross, your Red Cross, they come down there to give them aid, to give them food, clothing, vaccination, and the rest of them. Sambisa Forest is a bubbling environment. Some people that were captured, they refused to go back home because they loved it there. They loved it there. They said it was fun being around them. So you got it wrong when you assume that Boko Haram, with their fort being Sambisa Forest, that they were coming to Nigeria to destroy Nigeria. No, 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 no. That wasn't the case. They came to Nigeria to Islamize Nigeria. And so far, they are winning. So far, they are getting grounds. The only place they've not been able to penetrate is the land of Biafra. Because now we have a government, we have a Prime Minister, His Excellency, Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, a man who is fighting for his people, a man who is doing all he can for his people to make sure the motherland is protected. This is why they are angry with us. This is why they have come to kill us. This is why they went back to get ISIS and ISWAP. And not only that, they went back and told their brothers, the drifters, the strangers roaming around West Africa, roaming around the Sahel region. They told them to come to Nigeria and come and take over their land that was made for them by God and Usman Dan Fodio. So you are wrong when you assume that Boko Haram is coming to destroy Nigeria. No. They are coming, backed by Saudi Arabia, backed by the dollars of Saudi Arabia. They are coming to Islamize Nigeria. And we the Christians, we the Biafrans, we are largely Christians. We are saying, not in our watch. Not on our time. No, 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 no. We are going to stand as men. We shall fight like men. Protect our land like men. Defend our women and children like men. And protect the elderly like men. We are saying no to Boko Haram. We are saying no to the Fulani killer headsmen. We are saying no to ISIS. We are saying no to ISWAP. And we are saying no to Islamization of Nigeria and the Biafrans, especially. I hope now you understand that when you made that statement, that you heard about a saying that to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. Oh my God, have mercy. That was a dagger. That was a blow to my heart. I couldn't believe it, Mr. Obama, when I heard you make that statement. I want to believe you were set up. You didn't know what you were saying. You didn't know the history of that quote. You were probably naive by making that quote. Because keeping Nigeria one led to the death of 7 million people. Worse than the Jewish Holocaust. So you making that quote was shocking that it came from you. Listen again, my people, and let's wrap it up. Listen.
I'm told that there's a saying in your country.
Okay.
To keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. Today, I urge all Nigerians, from all religions, all ethnic groups, and all regions, to come together and keep Nigeria one.
That's where you're going to fail, because this year, Nigeria will break up. This year, we the Biafrans, we shall divorce ourselves from Nigeria. Nigeria will never remain one anymore, because we are going home to our land. We are going back to the way it was before the coming of our slave master. We are going back to the way it was before the coming of our colonizer, Britain. We are going back home to Biafra land. Barack Obama, we know where we are from. We know who we are. We know the land our parents came from. We know the language we speak. We know the God we worship. We know the food that we eat. We know the universe, and the universe knows us. What you call Nigeria is alien to us. It is man-made. The boundary, the so-called three nations coming together, that is nonsense. We are not one. We don't love ourselves. There is hatred in Nigeria. There is tribalism in Nigeria. There is nepotism in Nigeria. Everything you can think about is happening in Nigeria. We are done with Nigeria. And by God's grace, from the 2nd of December, Nigeria will start to divide amongst its borderline. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear. Biafrans, rejoice. The mistake that was made by Goodluck Jonathan by not telling us on time what he has seen being the president. He saw that Boko Haram, they were coming. They were at the borders. He saw ISIS. He saw ISWAP. He saw the headsmen coming. But he was so coward to speak and tell us what to do. He ran away with his wife and he abandoned the so-called presidency. He is a coward for doing that. But we the Biafrans, we are going to learn from his mistakes, and we are saying going forward, we shall stand strong, we shall stand firm and protect our land. Oh, happy days when Biafra comes. Oh, happy days when Biafra comes. We shall rejoice in the sun because we are children of the rising sun. Thank you and God bless you. Long live Biafra. Yeah, Biafra, Biafra. Yeah, Superstar Media. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the motherland. Tell me about Biafra. I wanna know. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the motherland. Tell me about Biafra, Biafra. I wanna know. We going back to the land. We going back to the motherland. Biafra, Biafra. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the land. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the motherland. Tell me about Biafra, Biafra. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the land.